Hello Tom, I'd like to welcome you to or introduce everyone to Tom Tierney, who is a tillage farmer in Ballinafa, Prosperous, County Kildare, and is the Teagasc Kildare participant in the tillage Signpost programme. Tom, could you tell us a little bit about your farming operation to begin with, please?
Farming here, 180 acres.
Okay.
30 acres in trees, the rest is in cereals, mixed crop rotation.
Right.
All the cereal crops, beans, rape, oats, barley, wheat.
All right.
Yeah.
And what is interesting, an awful lot of people who are focusing on this program is you as an individual. You seem to have a great interest in nature, in the environment. This farm here that we're looking out on was a plough-based system, and you moved away from the plough.
Correct, yeah.
Towards a direct drill-based system.
Yeah.
What was the reasoning behind that to begin with?
Well, 2015 I switched into no-till, almost directly. And I suppose the reason was to look at the cost of crop establishment and a simpler way of farming rather than intense, high input, high cost regime.
Okay.
Yeah.
And incorporating into that system, then you developed a crop rotation.
Yeah, I have a crop rotation. It remains flexible.
Yes.
You know, I can change from one year to the next.
Right.
I don't have it. It's not a regimental crop rotation. You have to adopt and change depending on weather.
So the break crops you're growing on this farm here at the moment, you have a bit of winter oats.
Yeah.
You're growing spring beans.
Correct.
You're growing oilseed rape.
Yeah.
And you're trying to grow first wheats.
Yep.
And then you're growing winter barley in advance of the oilseed rape to get in
the
oilseed rape as early as possible in the autumn.
Yeah.
All in a direct drill based system.
All direct drills, yeah.
And in between then, where are you getting, you're in GLAS there as well.
Yeah.
So from my memory, you're sowing cover crops.
Correct.
So where are you positioning the cover crops within the rotation?
Cover crops ahead of beans or ahead of spring crops, spring cereals. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're growing multi-species cover crops.
Yeah, so 5, 6, 7 way mixes.
So you're into the phacelias.
Yep.
You're not growing the brassicas because of the
No.
oilseed rape and the rotation.
And the cost.
You're doing and cost.
Yeah.
And you're on buckwheat.
Yeah.
You're in the vetches. You're in the Bersham clovers.
Correct. Yeah.
You might put in beans as a cover.
Yeah, I do, and I put in that mix too. For the last couple of years, I've been putting in white clover,
Right.
which I do see it coming back through the stubbles in the cash crops.
Right.
So I like to think that if I put a cover crop in, that you would see something coming back, and maybe helping out a cash crop like barley or cereal, you know, oats or wheat, you know.
So when we're drawing up your nutrient management plan then for the farm, Tom, right? You're using a small bit of mushroom compost.
Yeah.
Where are you sourcing that?
Locally.
What type of quantities are you using per acre or per hectare?
Locally, from Carberry mushrooms.
Right. So
when
it's mushroom
available.
compost.
Yeah.
So it's seasonal.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
It goes on in pre-cover crop or pre-drilling.
Okay.
In autumn.
Yeah. Tell me out of curiosity then, did you chop any straw on the straw incorporation scheme there last back end?
Yeah, I did, yeah. All oat and straw was chopped.
Okay, so you have a lot of potash going back into the ground there.
Correct, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, with the rates of mushroom compost, maybe 2 tons, 3 tons a hectare sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's a dampish field down the very back, and you've designated that field into the All Ireland Pollinator strip.
Correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So that's in for a self-regeneration.
Okay.
Wildflower area, I suppose.
So you're working with Sorla Kavanagh on that.
Correct. Yeah.
And you've done a good bit of she's done a good bit of research with her colleagues into the pollinators on this farm and counting the number of bees, and she's halfway through that, and you're one of 40 other farmer participants in that scheme within County Kildare as well.
Yeah.
So it's a localised EIP.
Correct. Yeah.
So.
And this is kind of that 7 acre field is kind of it's a pilot project within that project. It's as much my trial as hers. I'm trying to see, can it regenerate
Right.
wildflowers and wildflower populations,
Right.
and it will or it won't. We'll wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah.